The Florida Panthers and New York Rangers are all square at 2 after a Florida Panthers overtime victory, and there is no doubt after this one that the better team won this hockey game. The Florida Panthers had the high danger chances edge at 15-4. The Corsi numbers were just bananas in favor of the Florida Panthers, and I don't know if all of that even does it justice. Florida was in complete control of this hockey game, and once again, Igor Shesterkin was there to shut the door time and time and time again, and it is starting to get very frustrating, I would imagine, from a Florida Panthers standpoint, that they need to have either a power play or mass chaos in front of this guy to be able to get in a goal. He is on just an unbelievable hot streak right now. And the Panthers are still getting through. Obviously, they have 2 wins in this series, but like, he has been, I think, the best player in this series, and I don't think it's particularly close. He's been unbelievable. But then finally, the Panthers are able to break through on the power play, and it comes about with something that was a problem in this game for the Rangers, and that was puck management. The Rangers were just too sloppy with the puck, and that allowed the Panthers to get into some really good spots and put the Rangers defense in some really, really bad spots. I guess that's kind of how that works. But credit the credit the Panthers for taking advantage of these, and ultimately it ends up costing them, not necessarily like a turnover on the power play, because it was just a face-off win and then boom, 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 and in, but it was the bad turnover that leads to, I think it was Wheeler taking the hook on Barkov, and that leads to the power play that ends up leading to the goal. And for the Panthers now, you obviously, I think, feel really good about where things are at. The series is tied at 2, and you have pretty well controlled a couple of these games for the most part, if not for that goalie between the pipes there. And now, so many players stepping up. I thought Montour had a really, really good game for the Panthers. Sam Bennett was everywhere in this one. Again, throwing a big hit early on to get the crowd into it. He gets the goal that ties this game back up at 1, and was just a really big energy player for this team throughout the game. Verhaeghe stepped up. He scores and had a few really good chances as well. Matthew Tkachuk with a perfect pass to set up the Verhaeghe goal. You have so many players on the Panthers side who have showed up now and have really elevated their play. The Rangers have yet to really have that. Shesterkin, obviously. But Lafreniere, he was good. He was very, very good. Trocheck was good. Crowder was fine. The possession numbers will tell you otherwise, but I thought he was pretty good. Panarin was pretty good as well. The rest of the team, you needed more from. I didn't like anyone on this blue line. Wheeler, I think, has been more of a negative than a positive. I think you need to, depending on if Hedl is physically up to it, I think you have to put him in place of Wheeler. I don't think Wheeler is helping at all in this series. And again, the blue line, Fox has a nice assist, but defensively, I didn't think these guys played a very good game. Miller and Trouba were all right, but Fox and Lindgren were just buried all night long. So I guess the good news from a Ranger standpoint is you really haven't had a great game here, and the series is tied at 2. You are heading back home now. You have home ice, and you are 2 good games away from making it to the Stanley Cup final. But this offense has kind of hit a bit of a snag, as a lot of people thought it would, at 5-on-5 here in the postseason. And the problem for the Rangers is special teams. The edge is so far on Florida's side. The Panthers are 5 for 15 on the power play in this series. The Rangers are 1 for 12, I believe. Just a quick note. I would like that stat to be readily available for, like, series to series. And going in the series portal thing, whatever, for NHL.com, you just see a bunch of video highlights, and that's it. So you have to go through each game. Like, I thought, have the combined stats for each one. I think it'd be fine. But they have a lot of people on that, not just a guy doing a podcast in his spare bedroom. But the Rangers power play was key to their regular season success all season long, and now it's struggling. And credit the Panthers for that. Florida has put a lot of pressure on this Rangers team, and New York, while they have very good puck movement, it's not like an Edmonton or a Colorado where it's zip, 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 goal. It is We're going to make some really good passes. We're going to make some smart passes. We're going to wait for you to get out of position, and then it's going to be bang, bang, boom. Florida is not allowing the Rangers to get that set up. They're putting the pressure on right away. And so the Rangers, who are used to having half a beat to kind of get this thing going, just aren't really there. And they finally get a power play goal in this game, their first of the series by my count. And they need so much more of that to get going. And their power play is way too stagnant. Like, you look at how Florida is having success on their penalty kill, and then you see what the Rangers are doing, where they're just setting back, they're in the box, and it's just, yeah, well, you guys can zip it around all you want. So they haven't been good enough in special teams, and yet, again, here they are, tied, going into a crucial Game 5 now, coming up tomorrow.